Hello everyone, my name is Gloria J. York, Master Tarot Reader for over 25 years, spiritual channeler since birth, and best-selling author of the #1 bestseller, Medical Manslaughter. Will your doctor cause your death? Please read it. I know it will save your life. Welcome to the month of June. Actually, today's Memorial Day, but we're headed right into June, and so it's time to do another tarot read, especially for the United States of America. And this tarot read today will cover June and into the beginning of July. Now, if you've been following with me, we've been doing these United States of America readings for the last couple months. And if you look back on May, which of course is still available here on my YouTube channel, you're going to see that we said there would be lots of surprises and very shocking news was going to come about. And it is unraveling. Yes, it is. For all of us. For secrets that have been hidden within our government. Secrets from people that really don't wish the United States of America progress, success. And many of these people that don't are not foreigners. They're not from foreign countries. There are some people right here in the United States, right here, Americans, that don't wish us success. And they're doing everything they can covertly to hinder the success and the progress that we want to make. And we have to be aware of that. And it just isn't to be aware if you are one of the government leaders. Everyone has to be aware because evil infiltrates all the way down into society on all levels. So if you see something happening that doesn't seem right to you, if you see someone acting strangely or saying something strange, please notify the authorities immediately. Don't second guess yourself, because as we come into this month of June, we are entering into a new phase. Now, yes, there's 3 eclipses, and yes, there's a period here in June that goes into July when Mercury does go retrograde. All this is taken in effect on us. But this month of June is a revolutionizing month. It's a month of a new beginning. A month of moving forward. A month that says, hey, stop being afraid. And I believe that the spirits, especially today on Memorial Day, and I thought this would be such an appropriate day to do this reading because we are wide open to hearing the spirits that fought in all those various wars that we had. Some were young kids, 15, 16 years old, with a rifle in their hand. Many went into World War I, World War II, 17, 18 years old. And all the different wars that we have been involved in. When these men and women went into this battlefield, they were frightened. They were scared. They tell me, they didn't know what was going on, what was happening, nor what was going to happen to them. And they didn't want to die, no more than any of us want to die. But death is imminent, isn't it? And so, as frightened as they were, they picked up their gun and they went forward to fight the enemy that would jeopardize our freedom. There was no other way to do it. And they went forward put the fear behind them, shaking in their shoes, I'm sure. They went to fight the enemy that was going to jeopardize our democracy, our freedom. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear this, and today on Memorial Day, please say a prayer of thanks to them. And please do not ever give up your right to freedom without a fight. Fight for freedom until the last breath in your body. And so let's take a look and see how things are going. We're still in the midst of the COVID-19, but we're coming out of it. We're more than halfway through it, is what Spirit is saying. The end is near. Okay? So we'll listen to what all the spirits are saying to us today, because there's many messages they do want to convey. And they're very, very talkative today, which is wonderful. This is the perfect day to do this. And so here we go. For the month of June, going into the beginning of July, for the United States of America, 2020. Our initial card is the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups is actually the way most people are feeling. They're looking back on the way life used to be, the life we took for granted. We can go anywhere we want to go, wear anything we want to wear, do anything we wanted to do, and nobody was telling us we couldn't. And so we're looking at this and we're saying, I loved the way it was before, and I want it to come back. I miss those days, and I hope they're going to return, because there are some government officials that want to have a hold on us, want to instill fear in us, and not only the government officials, but also the media. Very strong with fear. Fear, don't go out, don't do this, don't do that, don't mingle, don't go to church. You'll get sick and die. Well, I think we've become a lot smarter since those beginning days. And in those beginning days, back in March, we heeded those warnings. And it was good that we did, because we didn't know what we were fighting. It was a phantom, invisible. And yet, it was told to us it would kill us, and it could. Just like pneumonia kills us anytime. Just like if you get the flu or a virus anytime, and it's not handled properly, or it has infected your body too long, that killed a lot of us too. Same with this virus. So, will we get back to where we want to be? Spirit is saying, I'm giving you another chance. And so this is good news, that yes, we will not only get back to the way things used to be, but you'll notice there's two cups there. And so Spirit is saying, not only will you get back, but you will move forward and even be in a better position to move forward with more happiness and more opportunity. And why? Because for the most part, we're a lot wiser. We're a lot wiser in many aspects. Now, the medical field and the scientists have done their best to put together data to tell us where this pandemic might go, how bad it could be. But they, as we're all virgins in this arena. They didn't know. So all they could do is just write down the data and see what kind of scientific result it would bring. And that's why some of their models had the numbers escalated so high. That would be the worst scenario. And thank God, through us praying, we didn't reach the worst scenario. Albeit any death at all was devastating. One person was more than what we wanted. Okay, so we're wondering, we're worrying, we're praying, and Spirit is saying your prayers will be answered. So good news is coming. Now, here we have the Seven of Cups, and this is the card that has the immediate influence on the first card. Now, normally, this would be that we were very busy with our hands in all kinds of pots, all kinds of pies, all kinds of adventures. But it did come up in reverse. So, the Seven of Cups in reverse is telling us it's time to let go of the fear. It's time to move forward because we have a lot of work to do and we have a lot to accomplish, not only on this planet, but also in outer space. That's right. And there are so many developments and surprises that are coming to us. And Spirit is saying, let go of the fear. Let go of the fear of dying. And instead, start living again. Not existing, living. Get outside, get some sun, get some fresh air. Mingle with people that you love. Mingle so you meet new people. That's the way we were born. That's the way God designed us to be. We were not meant to be alone. Never, ever has that ever worked out for anyone. And those of you that have chosen to be alone, to be a hermit, to be so frightened that you don't leave your house, you are the ones that are suffering more greatly than anyone. You are the ones that are going to be the casualty because you are the ones that are starting to drink, take drugs, give thoughts to suicide, go through with it and commit suicide, batter your spouse, batter your children. You've got to get out. You've got to stop being afraid. Spirit is saying there's nothing to be afraid of. Trust in God. And He'll show you the way and He will keep you safe. As we continue, immediately we have the Fool being the root of our existence. That's what we were just talking about. We all want to be the Fool. What's the Fool do? The Fool just packs a light bag and says, I'm heading out. I'm heading out for a new adventure. I'm going to go out, I'm going to meet people, I'm going to experience life. And that's what the Fool does. And this is what we all are craving now. And that is why many more and many more are going out and saying, hey, I'm sorry. I can't be held down anymore. I need to get out. I need my freedom. I'm not afraid anymore of what you're saying about this virus. I realize it's out there, but I have enough faith that I want to get out and enjoy life. And I feel if that virus hits me, I can fight it because my immune system will be strong enough to fight it. Whereas if I stay inside and I hide, my immune system is crumbling every day that I'm in. That also is scientific fact. So this is what we crave. We want to be the full. So what I'm presenting first here is, of course, our present position. Then we'll get into the future. Okay, and in the distant past, we were the sun. We were happy, we were joyful, we were free, we were running all over the place. No governors or mayors or township leaders were telling us, stay in, don't do this, don't do that. No police were pounding on the doors, arresting people, towing their cars away, beating people up. Dictatorship, authoritative measures are something you would see in a communistic country. You would expect to see that in China. You would expect to see that in Russia. Let us never, ever, ever see that here in the United States of America. You know, everyone is responsible for their own life. So you have to be careful on how to protect it. It's true. And you certainly don't want to ever harm anyone else. But you also have to use common sense. And what might be right for one person may not be right for someone else. And that has to be realized. And that has to be understood by the powers that be. You can suggest, I prefer you wear a mask. You can suggest, I prefer you don't go with crowds. What's the number today? The number seems to be no more than 10. Where'd that number come from? How about 8? How about 11? You can suggest keep 6 feet apart, but a lot of times that's hard to do. One time it would be 6, and it would be 4. Sometimes you only be 2 feet apart, then back you'd be 8. These are suggestions. And that's the way they should be presented. So we look at our destiny, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles came up before. Queen of Pentacles is serenity, laughter, finances, prosperity. That's our destiny. And it is our destiny. And Spirit is saying, America, you have been so blessed with so many resources, gems. You have everything you need to heat your homes, to fuel your cars, to put food on your table. You know, things grown here in the United States of America are some of the most delicious. And we have oil. And we have coal. We have it all. So Spirit is saying, don't take it for granted, but don't pass it up either. your outcome, your destiny is greatness. That's what Spirit is saying in a nutshell. Your destiny is greatness, United States of America. And who can make it great is each and every one of you who live in the United States of America. And so, move forward. And so now, from the 6th card to the 10th card, this is about our future. And so, the first card is the Ace of Cups, which is like the springboard. It kind of lays out what's going to be coming. And the Ace of Cups is a beginning of more love for one another, love for this country, and love for those who died so we would have freedom, and so we would have liberty and prosperity. This pandemic has opened a whole new world to so many. A world that says, hey, love what you have, because you can see how fast evil, corruption can take it away from you. And spirits are saying, don't let that happen. We fought too hard. We died for you. And so that you would live and prosper. So, we're going into the future now. The next card is a card of warning. This card has come up before. The 7 of Swords. When the 7 of Swords comes up, and it's in the right spot too, which is the spot of what we should fear. That's this particular position. And the 7 of Swords and what we should fear is there is evil here. There are people that don't want to see success. There are people that don't want this administration to be successful, don't want America to be successful. And they are people that are here right in America, and they are people that are in foreign lands. And when the corrupt and the evil here gets together with the people there, they become bigger and stronger. And yes, they come up with a lot of evil, destructive ideas on how they can ruin our progress, ruin the vision that this administration has in line for us to progress further into the future. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, or Independent. Really doesn't matter. What matters is right now, there is a Republican president and administration. And it just is a great thing, a miracle in itself, that this administration loves this country, doesn't hate this country, doesn't want to commit treason on this country, doesn't want to sell our secrets to the enemy, doesn't want to benefit themselves personally by giving away our information. No, that is not this administration. And more of that is going to be unfolded into June. June is going to be a month that is going to really set everybody going, whoa, I sure didn't expect that. I sure didn't want that. I would never have thought that. shocks, surprises, not happy ones, is going to unfold here all through June and into the beginning of July. And so you have to be smart. You have to say, I'm going to be unbiased for right now. I'm going to listen and see what really is happening. What has happened that was against our Constitution? The Constitution was written by brilliant men, well-read, brilliant men, and it was written and revised and added and revised, and such intake from many delegates over 12 states. Many delegates were there. Can you imagine giving every one of them a voice, listening to their ideas and their thoughts? And that's how it finally became the Constitution that we can all live by. Not just what one person wants, but what we can all live by. And so, this Seven of Swords is our warning. There are still people out there that is wishing us harm, and behind the scenes are meeting for our demise. People that are purposely telling you to fear everything. Don't do this and don't do that. This is not the month for you to listen to that. This is the month, Spirit is saying, for you to listen to your own intuition. Review the facts. Review the facts and they will tell you the way. Don't be listening to words of fear that tell you you can't go out. You can't do this. You can't do that. It'll kill you. It'll kill you. Get over it. Because these people are very evil. And their goal is to ruin the United States of America. And God forbid that ever happens. But right now, you can do a lot to make sure it doesn't. And I'm sure for those of you who have children and grandchildren, I'm sure you don't want them to live in a communistic society either, being forced to take injections to ward off a virus when there's no need to inject anything foreign in your body. To have a chip be put into your hand so that all of a sudden now you're a number. And with that number, they can see everything about your life, your bank account, what you put in it, what you take out of it, where you go, what you say, in your home, in your office, in your car. You're being listened to constantly. You can't buy any food unless you show us you have the chip. You can't sell anything unless you show us you have the chip. You can't move from one state to another unless you show us. You can't get on an airplane unless you show us. In other words, somebody, somewhere, some organization at the top will own you. Is that what you want? I don't think so. But that is what the evil is planning. Also, they plan how many children are allowed to be born in a particular year, in a particular race, maybe in a particular intelligence, who knows how far they have gotten this planned. So as we continue to move forward, we look and we see about our neighbors, our neighboring countries, our friends, our allies and all. And we have the Seven of Rods. This has a lot to do too with the pandemic. In the past, we've pulled up like 5. Now we're at 7. As Spirit said, you're more than halfway home. In other words, the whole thing is starting to wind down. And our fight that we've had, and we have had a fight, and we're still fighting. No one's saying it's over. No one's saying it's over. It's not over, but we are more than halfway home. We are like 80% there. And so the fear and the threat is diminishing. And it's time for everyone to get back to work. Get the country moving again. It's the only way it's going to move, is to get back to work. Open up the stores, open up the factories, get people spending money, making money. Everything then progresses beautifully. And that's what Spirit says is our destiny, remember? Okay. All right. So then we get to the position of what we want. The card is the Page of Rods. This Page of Rods had come up in reverse. So, as a country, we're looking very enthusiastically towards coming up with a vaccine. And yes, we want to be the first. And as the first, we'll be able to implement it, cure a lot, and not only if this virus, the virus is here now, but if that virus or any other virus reoccurs, we'll have a better handle on it. So we want to come up with that vaccine, and we would love to come up with it first. And with the best scientists in the world that are right here, the best medical experts that are right here in the medical equipment, there's no reason why we shouldn't be the first to come up with it. And so that is why this came up in reverse, is because we're waiting patiently for the message, for the news that, hey, bingo, we have it. We have it, we tried it, and it is the cure. And that's where we're all at now. We're all waiting for it, and we're all praying for it. But meantime, don't put your life on hold. Move forward. Move forward. Because this day will come when that cure will be found. Now, after all this, what is our final outcome? For the United States of America, we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is victory. The Three of Cups is happiness, peace, working together as one nation under God. We will get through this and we will prosper. And that's what this is. Happiness and prosperity. That is our final outcome here. Now, once again, I picked some extra cards to clarify. And when you have a personal reading done, I go through the same spread called the Celtic Cross. It's very in-depth, as you can see. And I always pick extra cards to clarify the original cards. Now, the extra card that came up with here was the Nine of Swords, and this is a card of depression. This is a card of sadness. This is a card of worry. This is a card of defeat. because many people have experienced this and are experiencing it still. Their businesses have gone down the tube. They've had to close their doors after being in business 20, 30, 40 years. Some businesses their great-grandfathers started. And they just can't seem to hang on anymore because whatever state they're in, that state's saying, oh no, you can't open it up yet. You can't. Hold on. I'll get back to you. Maybe June, maybe July, like as if it's nothing, when it is their livelihood. These people can't hold on. They've held on. They've gone beyond hanging on by a shoestring. They need to open up that business and get back to being a profitable business so that they could raise their family, feed their families, have shelter, pay their bills, pay their taxes. And so any of you that might be in the position to hold these people back, Spirit is saying it's time to open the doors and release these people. They need it. They need it more than you'll ever know. Their life depends on it. And by you holding them up and holding that state or that city, you are killing these people. And they don't even have the virus. And they've done nothing wrong. And they should not be held back by your ego, by your cry for being power hungry. You're killing these people. And you already have killed many of them. So there already is blood on your hands. Those of you who have had the power to open up your state, your city, and you've refused to. Next card, I'm pulling just a couple extra cards. And the Spirit is saying, we have the Four of Swords. Many have asked, they've begged, they've gone out, they've raised signs, they shouted at the top of their lungs, open up, open up. And now they're so tired. They're exhausted, they're depleted. Yeah, you have done this to a lot of people. Governors, mayors. It's time for you to stop. Put your ego on the shelf and realize that you already have blood on your hands. And don't say, well, we were following the scientific results. Science has told us we should not open up. Science has told us no. Science has made a recommendation, as they do for any illness. But you have to leave it up to the people to run their own lives. Because a lot of your figures are inflated. We all know that. Inflated to your benefit. We all know that. Wash the blood off your hands by letting these people get back to work. That's coming straight from Spirit. Not only from God Himself, but from all those who went out and died for our freedom. And so, we have a lot of good coming. We have to be careful because evil is still lurking. They're still plotting. They're still planning the demise of anyone who wants to move this country forward. We fought many battles and we've won 80% of them, and we're almost there. And our final outcome is success and happiness and prosperity. So we all keep praying. Keep praying to God to not only protect this country, but protect our leaders. Enlighten them with intelligence. Guide them. Strengthen them. And console all who have lost someone, and also all those that are dying a little bit every single minute of every single day. We're almost there. It's going to be a very surprising, shocking month of June. There's a lot coming and being unfolded. But America is strong. Americans have something embedded in them from their birth. We don't take defeat sitting down. We never have. We certainly aren't going to start now. And so help your fellow man the best you can. Stand up for your rights. And don't ever give your freedom away needlessly. Fight to your last breath. And more than anything this month, this mostly goes out to those in a position to make decisions. Spirit is telling me to tell you, follow your intuition. This is really not a time when you have to take someone else's advice, because a lot of advice is going to be given to you. A lot of people are going to have opinions. You shouldn't do this, you should do that, you shouldn't do this, and you should do that. And you're going to have all this coming at you. But Spirit is saying, trust your intuition. It's okay for them to tell you. Let it go through the sift. Trust your intuition. What do you feel is right to move America forward? What avenue should we take? What do you feel is your message that you should be telling to every American citizen? Follow your intuition. Spirit is saying it over and over and over again because they're saying they will enlighten you. They will enlighten you with the right message and the right words. Listen for it. Listen for it. It's coming. Follow your own intuition. And I'll leave you on that note. I hope you've enjoyed this read, and I'm asking you, please hit the subscribe button, but more importantly, share this with many of your friends and relatives and colleagues. Anyone you know, share this all over, because many people out there are really hurting, and they're dying a slow death, and not from COVID. Many of them need to hear this. Many of them need to know that our destiny is prosperity and success. Please share this with everyone you know, even people you don't know. Share it through Messenger, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And very soon I will be doing tarot reads for every astrological sign for the month of June. And that'll be coming up within the next week. So, till then, I wish you a very happy Memorial Day. God bless those that gave their life and died for our freedom. and God bless America.